Dr. Sonali. I am here to give the presentation of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. So basic chronic obstructive pulmonary disease is a condition in which the lungs get affected with smoking, okay, and obstruction is there. So we'll start with the introduction first. It's a condition which lead to the airflow limitation due to the smoking, as well as any kind of fumes or any kind of chemical irritant that is present in the environment, which is inhaled by the person, lead to the obstruction of the lungs, and ultimately there is the shortness of breath, which is the basic clinical manifestation or sign and symptoms of COPD. So it's a long-term condition. Its mortality rate and morbidity rate is very high. So proper treatment should be there, and proper management should be there, and proper lifestyle modification should be there in order to treat the condition. So here you can see the patient who is suffering from COPD is affected with the condition. The lungs are affected and the person should undergo proper condition. So here you can see the condition, that is normal lung, and the person who is suffering from the COPD. In normal lungs, you can see the alveoli structure is basic and the person is able to inhale and exhale properly because air sacs is working properly. But in case of COPD, since it is resulted from pollutants, it is resulted from toxic gases, smoking, so elasticity get reduced, hyperinflammation is there, increase in the air spaces that get destructured. Here you can see the structure is normal, here they are destructured, and the condition is known as emphysema. While another factors in which mucus overproduction is there and hypersecretion is there, which result in the development of bronchitis. So collectively, emphysema and bronchitis both lead to COPD condition. So you can say COPD has two basic parameters. One is emphysema, another is bronchitis. That is the inflammation of bronchioles. So next is the risk factor. If we are talking about the risk factor, the prime and the most common is the smoking or second-hand smoke. Second-hand smoke, also known as passive smoking. For example, if a person is staying in contact with another person who is a smoker, so it will also result in the COPD of the second person because that fumes is inhaled by the person also. Another is the family history. Family history, there is a gene known as ETADD, that is alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency. So in the person who is suffering from this kind of condition, COPD is also resulted. So it is not mandatory that smoking is the factor, 90% is factor, but remaining is from the basic other factors that can result in COPD. Then the third one is the lung irritants like chemical fumes. If the person is direct contact with occupational condition, for example any fumes, that can also irritate the respiratory tract and further or later they can result in COPD, that is chronic obstructive pulmonary condition. And another part, if the person, for example any child who is suffering from a history of respiratory disorder for a very long time, or any infection, for example pneumonia, they are more prone to have COPD in later stages. Then we have next is the overweight and insulin resistance. These are the independent factors which are affecting the condition, that is COPD. If more is the weight, shortness of breath will be there, obstruction will be there, and it will indirectly link with the COPD. So these are the factors which are responsible for the different condition, that is COPD. One, that is second-hand smoke. Another is the family history, lung irritation, overweight, and history of infection in the children. Next is the clinical manifestation. Here you can see if your respiratory tract is affected, that means the clinical manifestation or sign and symptoms are also related to these conditions. First you can see chronic cough. Since the irritants are there, smoking, inhale is there, so coughing will be there, body will act as a you can say they will try to remove out that chemical from the body, so chronic coughing is there. Chest tightness, the person will not able to smoke properly, they are not able to relax properly, so chest tightness is there. Wheezing, the person will try to remove that chemical from the body. Later on, there is the development of mucus inside your respiratory tract that will obstruct your pulmonary tract. Next will be fatigueness. If the person is not able to breathe properly, chest tightness is there, then it will ultimately lead to fatigueness. And moreover, since the person is having COPD, a chronic condition for a very long time, so frequent respiratory infection will be there, which another act as a super infection in case of COPD. Shortness of breath is there, and bluishness of lips and finger tips later on. That means there is cyanosis, the lips as well as the fingertails will become you can say cyanotic. Cyanosis means there is the bluishness of the skin. So these are the clinical manifestations which are observed in the person who is suffering from COPD. Most important is the respiratory infection, because they make the person more prone to have, or you can say more exaggeration of the condition later on. And another part is also COPD will also overlap with asthma or lead to further conditions related to COPD. Then we have the pathophysiology. So first factor we have studied that that is the smoking. So the person who is inhaling the smoke or any kind of fumes, the respiratory tract is inflamed. So inflammatory condition is their first point. Then we have that parenchyma, that is the lung will have parenchyma, the soft tissues which get damaged, and the pulmonary vasculature is also damaged in case of COPD, which later on increase the oxidative stress. More is the oxidative stress, more is the inflammation. More and inflammation can result in emphysema, that we have already discussed in the pictures, that the air sacs will be damaged completely. Okay, then the another part is the obstruction which lead to the bronchitis. So all these conditions result in the lead of the COPD. Okay, oxidants and excessive protease will lead to the destruction of air sacs. So more and the more condition, the person will have the COPD. Here you can see that a single smoke, now you can see a single cigarette will have 10 raised to power 16 and free radicals in the single puff, and it reduces the half-life of the patient by 1 second. So that smoke will result in the increase of oxidative stress or carbonyl stress. Another is cellular ROS, that is reactive oxygen species. Next we have inhaled oxygen. So collectively they will increase the level of oxidants and reduce the antioxidants in the lungs. Okay, so different parts of the lungs are affected. First is fibroblast. There is the increased level of TGF beta. In case of ECM, there is the fragmentation and oxidation. You can see various parts of lungs are affected. Then we have endothelium. The level of angiogenesis. Angiogenesis, that means the development of new blood vessels will be decreased. Then the permeability and the leakage will be increased. Next we'll have the epithelial cells. The epithelial cells will have hypersecretion. In our clinical manifestation, we have seen the hypersecretion will be there. Hypersecretion, inflammatory mediators will be activated due to these kind of agents. And next we have your beta cells. Beta cells, the autoantibody will be increased, cytotoxic material will increase, neutrophils, there is increase in elastase as well as protease. Then we have macrophage. So increase in protease and cytokinase. All these are the inflammatory mediators which are activated from these three parts. One is the smoking, inhaled oxidants and cellular ROS, which ultimately lead to COPD, emphysema or chronic bronchitis. So next we have the understanding of COPD. We have GOLD guidelines. GOLD guidelines indicate that we have total 4 types of stages. Stage 1, stage 2, 3rd and 4th. First is mild, in which the person is having the normal, you can say 80% normal function of the lungs. As the stage increase, the condition of the lung function will be reduced. Here it will be 50 to 80%. Next we have 30 to 50%, and last there will be the 30%. As the stage will increase, the patient quality of life will be reduced. Quality of life reduced, which ultimately lead to the increase in the treatment. Here you can see the diagnosis. Diagnosis, we need 6-minute walk test, arterial blood gas, liver function test, physical examination, X-ray. These are the basic tests which are required for the diagnosis of COPD. And for advanced, we have X-ray CT scan and we have the 6-minute walk test. These are the treatment. First of all, the agent which is responsible is the smoking. We have to stop the smoking. Try to eat smaller meals and medication should be there, pulmonary rehabilitation should be there, oxygen therapy and the surgery. These are the advanced stages which is undergone under surgery. If your lungs are not able to work properly, then you have to remove that lungs. Lastly, we have the complete flow chart how the patient should be treated. Smoking cessation, first point, bronchodilation is there, then we have to go for rehabilitation, lung volume reduction and long-term oxygen therapy, and another drug such as macrolide should be added in the complete treatment of the patient. These are the lifestyle modification that is required for the COPD patient. You can see the 10 stages there. First, quit the smoking, reduce the lung irritants, focus on the strict diet, try to add the things such like this so that you can have a healthy life and the condition should be better. Breathing exercise should be there, avoid gym and any kind of running because the condition is not good, avoid respiratory infection, avoid weather extreme, take vitamin D, add vitamin D in your daily schedule, acupuncture and acupressure will be good, exercise regularly and follow these tips. Try to add avocados, coconut oil, nuts in your diet, then try to choose some complex carbs like bran and lentils in your diet, or add some digestible food so that the person should be able to digest and don't have that kind of obeseness in their life. So try to hydrate, don't dehydrate, avoid teas, but you can add green tea or herbal tea in your diet. Most common, try to stick on the proper nutrition plan. And these are the basic lifestyle modification can be added along with the pharmacological treatment to live a healthy and safe life. Thank you so much.